All right, so let's start with the discussion of, the introduction slide, the lower thirds, and how to add watermark, the most important three things. So here I have the TOC, and of course this TOC will be available in the course file. Now this course file folder should be available in your shared OneDrive folder, and when you open it, along with all the other files, you'll find this TOC, that's this one. And also we have all the other assets that we need for course production. Now, among these assets, we have these three Camtasia assets which we need. So we need lower third, we need the practice exercise title slide, and also the normal title slide. We have the PPT version of these three things as well. So we have got the practice exercise title slide, we have the topic title slide, and we don't have any PPT version for lower third because that's not just possible. So you just need to use lower third directly from here. And if you don't want to, or if for whatever reason you're not able to use this, you can download it from Camtasia directly. The name of lower third that we use is called Shimmer, and you can directly download that from Camtasia website. Alright, so with that being said, let's now open a sample file and I'll show you how we can use these assets. So here we are. I'm going to open one in Camtasia. Alright, and here we are. Here we have got the Camtasia. Now the very first thing that you need to do in Camtasia is fix the audio problems, and that's the most frequent problem. So if there are pauses in the video, if there are and other kind of annoying sounds that you want to remove, maybe something in the background popped up and you just want to get rid of it, you can remove it very easily. I've already done it here. As you can see, there are several cuts in the video, but if you want to, you can just play it on this timeline. This is the timeline. You can play it and see the result, and when you play it, it's going to show the waveform of your audio as well as the video. You can zoom it and you can see the problem area. Now when playing it again, I noticed that I just need to remove this particular part of the video. So I have some sort of problem or maybe background noise. So what I'm going to do is I'll select it like this. So the part will highlight like this. Once selected, simply press Ctrl X. Now doing so will not only remove that part, but it will also stitch together the remaining part on the timeline. So that's what it did. Alright, in a similar way, you can just remove the parts that are not required or that are just going to make your presentation look unprofessional. So you can just get rid of it very easily. Alright, so that's the first thing. Now the second thing is a title slide. Now here we don't have any title slide. It just starts abruptly here. Nothing is here in the beginning. So what I'm going to do here is I'll start with the title slide and I'll move whatever I have here, or maybe I'll just delete it. Alright, now move your tracker back to the starting point, point 0. Go to library, and here you'll see the title slide. If you don't have it, simply double click here, here, and here, and Camtasia will automatically install these three, and then these three assets will show up here. So we have got the new title slide. That's what we're going to use. Simply drag it and drop it. There we are. As you can see, there is a little bit of gap here. So simply move it like this, and automatically it will move it here, but that's totally fine. It is fitting properly. So there we are. Now let's for a moment assume that this particular video is actually video number 8 from module number 2, and that's tool palettes. That's the one. So how do you actually name it here in the slide? So this is topic, and the topic number here is 8. So this is the topic. Topic is tool palettes. All right, so this should be topic number 8. So triple click, not double, just triple click and make it 8. All right. Now the next thing we need to update here is the name of module. So that's the name of module, and the name of module is the Civil 3D interface. So double click, actually triple click if required, and then select, and Civil 3D interface. All right. And then we have this name of lesson. So that's tool palettes. So here it should be tool palettes. So tool, P-A-L-E-T-T-E-S, palettes. All right, so we've got all these three things added properly. So that's the name of topic, module, and the topic name, topic number, topic name. All right, so that's the intro slide. Once you're done, you can click on this X, and that's going to close it like this. Now the next thing we need to add here is a lower third, and lower third will show the name of lesson file. Now this is a ready-made lesson file, and the name of this lesson file is, well, Simple Sweep, and you just need to provide these assets with your course. Now you can go to this drop down here and select lower thirds, and the lower third which we use is Shimmer. So simply drag it and again drop it. Now simply click on play, and here is the Shimmer, but it's big. We'll fix it. First, let's just double click here or triple click and then add the name. So the name is open and the file name Simple Sweep file. There we are. So after this text, well, you can close this tab, Shimmer tab, select this on the timeline, which is this one, and now decrease its size in such a way that it reaches this point where you see this yellow line. Let go, move it on the lower left corner, and we are done. So that's the title slide. Just after that, we should have this, which will show the name of lesson file which is required, and the rest is just video. But of course, as you can see, it's not a standalone thing. The video has already started and the topic should be on top of that video, and there should be a pause of at least 2 to 3 seconds pause, or you don't need to start making things immediately. You just need to introduce the topic name as well in the beginning, and when you are speaking the name of topic, you should just add that slide as well. Then you have the name of lesson file and the usual topic. Alright, once you are done with this, you need to, well, export it in MP4 format with the predefined settings. So go to export, custom production, new production, select MP4 and next, and here are some of the settings that we use. In the video settings, make sure frame rate is 30, and when it comes to video size, we use 1920 by 1040. So in the video size, 1920 1040 is the aspect ratio that we usually keep. This is not a hard and fast thing. If for whatever reason the resolution is not exactly the same, well, feel free to tweak it here if you want to, or it's better if you set it before recording the video. Alright, so once you're done, click on next, and here you need to set the watermark. Right now this dark watermark is selected because we have a light background. So if you have a dark background, then use the light one. Of course, this is provided again in the same folder. So you can go to options, click on folder, and select the light or dark watermark. For example, let's say we want to use light, which of course we don't want to because of this, but well, let's for a moment assume that we want it. So click on open and okay, you don't need to even set the size, and now click on next, and well, Camtasia will just add right here on the bottom right corner this light watermark. Well, when you add it for the very first time, you may need to provide a location where you want to add it. Right now you can see the location right here, so maybe let's just change it one more time to dark so that you can see this thing clearly right here. And here is the position, it's bottom right corner. You can select any other position simply by checking that box. So bottom right is the one which we select in every single video, so just make sure it is bottom right. Click OK and next, and well, you'll get your video. Save it in the location which you want, and that's how you should just make your video. Alright, so now let's talk about treating audio. So as you can see in my case, again, I'm using this sample recording, and here the audio is treated quite perfectly. So we have got this audio profile which is symmetrical throughout, and also I've added one more effect, which is noise removal. Once you are done with the recording, simply go to audio effect, and from here select noise removal, drag it and drop it on your audio profile. And also once you're done editing your video completely, don't add this second effect before editing your video. Once you're done editing, go to audio compression, drag it and drop it. Now when you do that, it will automatically fix your profile. Now let me just remove both of these effects, and then I'll show you what will happen. So I've got this noise removal, I'll delete it. Audio compression, I'll delete that. There we are. So as you can see, this profile is, well, not very smooth, not very symmetrical. We have low volume here, then really high volume areas, once again low volumes here, so it's not very symmetrical. But this kind of asymmetrical profile is really good for editing, as you can see these peaks and troughs very easily. So the first thing is noise removal. Drag it, drop it. That's perfect. It's added. Now after noise removal, make sure your video is edited properly. And once you are done, go to audio compression, drag it, drop it. Now it's a smooth profile. So that's how you can treat the audio. No other audio setting is required other than that. Okay, let's now talk about adding annotations. Now, adding annotation is an important part as well for the video creation process. So here I have, well, this again sample video, and there are several points in the video where you just need to highlight or draw the attention of user to certain areas. For example, in this case, let me just go to this part here, and well, we have got the sweep tool. Maybe I'll just go to the part where we have, well, sweep tool on this. So I'll just play it, and well, there we are. Right now I move to sweep. Though the sweep tool is directly available here and you just don't need to highlight this one, but just in case you're using a tool which is, well, completely hidden under menus or not directly accessible, try to highlight it. And you can highlight it using annotations. That's right here. So go to annotations, and here we have several annotations like all of these bubbles. We never use these annotations. There are set of standard annotations that we use. You can use text only from these. You can use these arrows, and here also you can just use, well, no matter what arrow you are using, just make sure it's red in color. So we use completely red annotation. And then the annotation which we mostly use is this, is sketch motion callout. So go to sketch motion callout, and here we have two kind of callouts, this random one and this precise one. Just use the precise one. Well, for example, in this case, we want to highlight this. As you can see, its area is rectangular. So preferably I'll use this rectangular one. I'll drag it and drop it. All right, maybe let's just zoom in a little bit. It is added right about here. Maybe I'll just move it back and let's play it again. So right here, I move to this and it will make that. So there we are. Now it should be removed about here. So just move it back right here. All right, now you know where it should start and where it should end. The next thing is resizing it. So resize it so that it fits properly, and now we have a perfect call out here. So start, and as soon as you move your cursor, the call out will show up, and when you remove it, well, it's not gonna, well, show up. It will automatically disappear as per this. So that's how you can add the call out. Another example is this. Let's say that at some point we may want to just highlight something again from our drawing area. Now for that we can use this oval, or for arrow I usually use, well, all these arrows, because unfortunately we don't have a straight arrow. We have this arrow, we never use it. Well, this one is quite a random one, we don't use it either. So the proper straight arrow is right here, so that's why I'm going to use the arrow from here. So here, let's say we want to highlight this thickness. As you can see, while I'm making some changes here in the thickness, so that's the area which I want to highlight, or maybe I'll just highlight something here. To do that, simply go to arrow, select it, and here, well, place it like this. So wherever you want to just highlight it, you can just move it like this. And as you can see, by default its color is green. We want it red. So go to this color, move it all the way to the top, all the way to the top, and now it's red in color. So that's how, well, you need to move it like this. And also just make sure that its timing is set properly. Otherwise, just change its position or change its overall length simply by moving it like this. And just make sure it is properly set. So that's how we can use these annotations. Now feel free to use other annotations as well, but try to only choose a red color for all the annotations that you use and make sure they are clean. Now another thing is introduction slide. Now we have already discussed introduction slide. It should be added in the beginning of the video, but when you are making a practice exercise, which is the last video of every module, you should add a different slide, introduction slide. So go to library, and here we have intro, outro, and here we have the practice exercise slide. It looks slightly different. So we have the name of chapter. So actually not the chapter, the module. So that's practice 8, which is the name of module. So practice 1, practice 2, practice 3. So the last video will be that. So if you are making practice exercise for module 2, it should be practice 02. For 3, it's practice 03. And the name of module should show up here, right about here. So adding annotation is name of module. So you can just change that to, let's say if you are making practice exercise for the second one, it should be the Civil 3D interface. So the Civil 3D interface. Now the question will go here. It should be clean. And of course, everywhere I'm using Century Gothic font. So make sure you're using the same font, Century Gothic. And then we have this image. If required, you can add image or not. So that's how the practice exercises are added. So once you have added that practice exercise slide, which by the way is added right here, so I'll move it while here, and maybe I'll just delete this part so that we can add it properly. Here we are, and again we need to fix its size, which I'll do now like this, and we've got it. So after that you can just go to video production.